Morning everybody, I'm Luke Sullivan with Transwest Truck Trailer RV. Right up here in Frederick, Colorado. Interstate 25 is right next to us there. You can't miss us. We've got a ton of inventory on the lot. Last week we had a ton more arrive. We had at least a half dozen trailers show up just within a few days. So behind me, one of those, 2025 Cimarron Lonestar Stock Combo trailer. So pretty simple, 20 feet overall on the floor. We've got a sizable tack room. Left some of the options like the hydraulic jack and a few other things off that you'll see. Very easy to add those on in our shop. Our techs, we've got a guy here that'll weld just as well as any Cimarron guy and make it look like factory, whether it's adding a ramp or adding that electric over hydraulic jack and adding that battery service in the box. You'll think it came that way from the factory. So we'll get right into it. You're not missing out on any options with the B&W coupler. This is about their third generation of that system now. We get a lot more adjustment out of that. These are our set screws, and this is our set pin as well. So you'll see along the side, we do have a ton of adjustment with that. Big, heavy-duty safety chains with a little spring-loaded clip on there, so it's never gonna come off of your hooks. Please use your safety chains, folks. And then Cimarron does a nice job with the little curly-cued kind of breakaway cable there too. Nice way to keep some of that clutter and keep it from snagging on anything in the beds of our trucks. We are a standard 7-pin connector back there. Got it plugged into a dummy box for our videos, but same system that we're using in a lot of our late model trucks. You will see, we talked about it right away, we are a standard crank jack. We have a drop leg there, so pretty easy to drop that down. That is spring loaded, so we don't see these in a lot of trailers anymore, but it's a great way to save a couple bucks right away. Very easy hang crank with these light aluminum trailers, especially with these non-LQs. We're not pushing a lot of tongue weight on them, so pretty easy to crank. They make a nice little handle for these guys. Stows right away here on the side. Easy spin as well. You will see we still do the provision in the bracketry for the battery box. If you ever do decide to add the electric over hydraulic jack, it's as easy as bolting it on. You don't have to find a fabricator or an aluminum guy to weld that up for you or anything like that. Pretty easy to get yourself down the road like that. Do have a full size of matching aluminum wheel and tire. 16-inch 14-ply tire on this guy. Goodyear, I think that name brand speaks for itself. With Cimarron putting these guys on here, speaks very highly of both brands. So like to see that quite a bit. We are doing 1 year, no questions asked, any kind of road hazard, tire flat, whether you pick up a nail or you cream a curb one day, it happens. We've all done it. We will suggest getting yourselves off the road. If you're out of state, out of town, getting yourselves fixed up, take a bunch of pictures, document it pretty well, and we can get you reimbursed for that and get you going back down the road. So nice to have that full-size matching spare running down the road. We'll get into the tack room. We said we got a lot of space in here, and we certainly do. Fold down step on the Cimarrons. Really nice with the gas shock. Flip that down, makes in and out of these oversized tack room doors much easier. We'll hold this guy out. Couple features on the door right away that we'll see is we've got the swing out saddle pad poles. Nice to swing these out, load these guys up. If you know you're gonna be sitting for a while and you've ridden and you're gonna take a break before you head home, nice to flip this out, let some airflow over those. And then down below that, nice little brush box, spray bottles, hoof paint, whatever you're gonna put in there, a couple little partitions in it, and then a few drain holes as well, because as soon as we put a bottle of fly spray in there, it will surely spill. So nice to be able to drain that out of there and clean it out and keep yourself well organized. So one more thing before we walk our way all the way inside of the trailer is the flip out saddle rack. So we've got 4 tiers on this one, the way it's set up. Could certainly probably squeeze one more in there if you were looking to. And if you're looking to kind of simplify things a little bit more, you can very easily pull these off as well. We could add a couple blanket poles to these as well, saddle blanket poles as well. And these are infinitely adjustable too. So a couple screws, loosen those guys up, and anywhere in this track that you want to put these saddle racks, you can. Right down to the very bottom, we could do that, and then straight to the very top and anywhere in between. So really nice. I'm a pretty short guy. These are both at lower than chest level. Nice to be able to have this. Don't have to trip over your stirrups, stepping into your tack room, getting one caught in the threshold or anything like that anymore. Throw your saddles on here. If you had a couple blanket poles up here, you could very easily throw those up there as well. And then same little gas shock that we talked about on the blanket pole rack on the door and the step as well. Nice, easy close, easy open option with that. So stepping inside the tack room, we talked about our fold out step, makes you getting in and out of these guys really, really easy. And then rubber matted floor in here. So real easy to pull these out, clean this out, real easy to sweep these out too, and keep yourself clean in here and keep a little bit of organization just on your floor as well if you're gonna tie down a couple trunks or something like that. So again, talking about organization, this is our gooseneck drop wall. We've got a nice kind of 2/3 boot box across the width of this tack room. Really nice spot for storage, whether you're throwing a couple blankets in there or boots, whether you're using it for a spot to sit and relax or change clothes, change your boots, or you need to use it as a step to get up into your gooseneck. Really nice option as well for that. So fully carpeted in our gooseneck. We'll talk a little bit about the insulation in Cimarron's roof when we get in the stock area, but makes a big difference in this area if you're trying to stay cool. We've got a couple windows there across from each other to give us a nice cool cross breeze. If we're throwing a bedroll up here or an air mattress and spending a weekend up here, really nice to be able to open this thing up with that insulated roof. You get a lot cooler trailer than you would with the standard aluminum sheeted roofed trailers as well. So nice to have that option. And then again, 8 foot long of storage here as well. If you want to fill this up full of totes, store some extra blankets, store some stuff out of your barn, get it out of your barn, feel free. It is really a blank slate to do just that if you want with it. So Cimarron, it's kind of the small touches with these guys. I like this tray quite a bit. Really nice shelf. It's about 2 or 3 inches deep as well, so nothing's gonna come rolling out of it. Great spot for some extra storage. A couple of those small things if you got some grooming kits or braiding kits, something like that. And then just below that too, a very stout, I must say too, clothes hanging rod as well. So get some of your coats, get some of your show shirts, some of your other accessories and everything else out of your truck. Organize yourself a little bit better in here in your tack room. Make things a little bit more comfortable for your passengers in your tow vehicle as well. So nice to have that option as well. Coming over here, we now Cimarron, I think pretty much standard, depending on how far we want to go with it. We're carpeting anywhere that we're putting hooks. Whether you're hanging bridles from here with a bunch of metal headgear or a bunch of chain shanks or just some ropes and stuff like that, it's really, really nice to be able to protect this metal and aluminum that's typically that painted stuff that we see on these used trailers that are all marked up, have all those half U marks from everything swinging when we're running down the road, and it's just inevitable. Secondarily to that, I think a really nice secondary purpose for it is it's a great sound deadener too. If we can imagine all that metal stuff hanging up and banging up against these walls, especially those thin sheet competitors of ours, makes a lot of noise on the other side of this trailer. This is where our stock is. This is where our horses are. This is where we're trying to kind of keep them a little bit more comfortable running down the road. We talk a lot about insulated roof and keeping temperature nice and their ride nice for the air ride and the worm flooring and that kind of stuff too. But being able to deaden that sound as well and make their experience a lot more pleasant too makes a big, big difference. So tucked away in our corner behind our saddle rack there, see if Jody get a picture for it. It's kind of well hidden on these white trailers, but we do have a nice little, takes up that dead space that we've always kind of lost in the past, 28-gallon quarter water tank. We've got the option to fill it from the top, obviously strapped into the corner there pretty securely, and then on a pedestal as well. So nice to be able to throw a 5-gallon bucket underneath there and fill it up. And then we also do include a little 10-footer hose. You can run it right outside your tack room. It's always just going to be a gravity fill type situation, but nice to bring some water from home. If you're showing in the kind of off season or the in between seasons, nice to be able to bring some water with you if they don't have it turned on. If you're doing a big road trip cross country, nice to not have to look for it at those truck stops and gas stations and know you've got some on board with you, especially in the summer. And then again, if you're trail riding too, a lot of good options to have that water and to be able to bring it with you as well. So We'll work our way to the outside of this trailer. We'll talk a little bit about the running gear on this guy. We'll close up the tack room and give you a nice shot again of the trailer as it's closed up. Very typical stock-sided trailer. You'll see the plexi. We've got the 2 layers of plexi. Cimarron does a great job with these. You've got some calloused fingers. You don't even need a tool to pull these out. Mine aren't quite calloused enough, but the point is, you stick a little screwdriver back there or your knife, grab a hold of that, and this is how you remove your plexi now with these Cimarrons. You don't have to remove any kind of panel. There's no mechanical screws or fixtures to remove, so that you can slide it all out the back. The relief here that's cut in the plexi, and then forgive me, I can't reach the top half, but you get the idea that very easily you can remove all of these. We suggest with any trailer you buy, label them top, bottom, do a 1 through 10 system or an A through Z, whatever you prefer. But label them, it'll make them put them back in a lot easier. They should fit. But again, we've got a couple unique fits, and on the other side you'll see with the escape door too, you want to make sure you have those lengths right. So nice, really nice system with those plexi panels. You'll see just below that, we've got a couple tie rings. Nice option to tie up over here, and we've got a couple mirror image of it over on the opposite side as well. And then above our tie rings, you'll see a big 16-inch awning light. So these LEDs, we talk a little bit about it. OptiBright's inside. On the outside, these LEDs can really light things up for you if you're getting ready to round stuff up and it's an early morning and you're getting ready and tacking your horses up. Nice to be able to see what you're doing while you're out doing that. So we talked a little bit about wheels and tires. We're on 16-inch aluminum wheels with the 16-inch 14-ply Goodyear tires. We're on 6K running gear here, so we are on Dexter torsion axles with electric drum brakes. So always make sure you've got a brake controller in your tow vehicle. Make sure that you have control of that 1 through 10 value, and that you can feel the difference between that 1 through 10 value too, and that you have control of it and you have the ability to change it, because very certainly this trailer empty is a lot different weight than you have it full of stock. So want to be able to change it, weather conditions as well. So always keep that in mind, especially with an electric drum brake type system. So torsion axles on this guy as well. Really, Dexter torsion axles, I think it kind of speaks to itself, just like Goodyear. The name speaks for themselves. So we'll work our way to the back of this trailer. We are a single gate on the back of this. There's a bunch of different setups you can do with these stock trailers and Cimarrons. We can do 50-50 doors. We can do a single gate with a slider in it, and then a lot of different options. So if this is kind of checking all your boxes, but you're looking for something a little bit different, check out some of our other inventory on the lot. If it's, you know, absolutely the perfect trailer for you, certainly something we could talk to Cimarron about outfitting for you. But working our way inside of the trailer, just like the tack room, you'll see that we are a rubber matted flooring. Real quickly, we'll talk a little bit about worm, because it really is. Worm right away is the acronym for we eliminate rubber mats. So everybody asks, what's the big difference? You're still getting that rubber flooring, you're still getting that rubber cushion that your horses are riding on, probably a little bit thicker on the worm. But the major benefit with the worm is you don't have to pull those mats anymore. It is an impenetrable rubberized flooring. So again, you're still on a rubber type flooring, but no more pulling mats once a year. If you're hauling a lot more than that, you should be pulling them more than that. And we know what kind of labor intensive job that is, especially we're gonna get into the summer months. It's a hot and sweaty job too. So worm flooring, we've got a vendor just south of us, a little bit closer to Denver. They can retrofit these trailers with us for it very easily. We would pull these rubber mats out, send it down their way. They'll do a really thorough cleaning on these trailers before they do the worm, and then install our worm. Typically about a week lead time by the time we get them down to the vendor, and then we get them back. So again, something if you're looking for specifically on this trailer, it's checking all your boxes, but that worm is something you're very interested in, can very easily be added on through us here at Transwest and our vendor down south. So talk a little bit about partitions. We are a single cut gate in this trailer. Cimarron does a great job with these slam latches on these paddle latches. So first and foremost, you'll notice metal on this end, plastic on this end. Single-handed use to unlatch it, and then quiet it down a little bit. But slam latch, the big idea behind the metal on plastic is first and foremost, you're not going to get that wear that we see in a lot of our older trailers, where you're getting that wear where the pins hit it in the same spot for decades and decades going down the road, years and years. And secondly, quiets these trailers down quite a bit. We don't have that metal on metal noise banging down the road, so where plastic on metal makes these a lot quieter too. So get this guy opened up. Seeing rubber mats on all our walls, all our kick walls, and we can pin this driver's side as well. So nice to be able to pin that open and have a wide open trailer in here as well. See, we've got a man door, escape door here on our driver's side, and a tie rail. Incorporated it front to back, you'll see, but incorporated it in the man door as well. So really nice to be able to kind of keep that continuity of I've always tied here, I've always tied there, I need an extra spot up here, you've got it. You're not losing it out just because we did this little man door or escape door up here. And then again too, if you're hauling just a couple in the back, you want to use this as storage, nice easy access. We'll open this up for you when we get to the outside of it as well. But talk about Cimarron's insulated roof for a second. Our 3-factor out of it, on a summer day on our asphalt lot, we see a 10 to a 15 degree difference on these trailers. Really, really great insulation factor, and secondarily to that, we see a bit of structural factor out of it as well. We don't have to find the cross members anymore to walk around up here. More commonly so on our LQs, we're checking air conditioners and generators and that kind of stuff. But if you ever do need to get up there and check your seals and that kind of thing, you don't have to worry about finding those and bending through this roof like you would those typical aluminum sheeted roofs that we see in a lot of our competitors. Real quick before we make our way out of the trailer, some Opti-Brights in this guy as well. It's just a little pocket for the cut gate to fit into. But with those Opti-Brights, you could read a novel in the back corner of these trailers. They're really, really bright, even in the middle of the night. And we all know we're working either late at night or early in the morning when the light's not, or the sun's not helping us out. So it makes a big difference on these trailers. Speaking of lighting, standard now for 25 and all the Cimarrons. First and foremost, they've always done 4 taillights across the back of these trailers, but standard now they're doing a reverse lamp in them as well. So all 4 of our taillights obviously working as turn signals and brake lights, but secondarily to that, now integrated into that, is that white LED taillight. So it's just been a very underutilized part of that 7-pin configuration that's been standard for a very long time. So no change to that system at all. It's the same 7-pin, should plug right into your truck, no problem. And then you've got, anytime you throw it into reverse, you've got a bit of added light back here. Helps out quite a bit. We've all been in that spot we're not familiar with, and we run back here and turn on our awning lights to help out and see a little bit more. But now all we have to do is throw our truck in reverse, just like as if it was our tow vehicle. So nice little added feature with that. We've been adding those as a separate fixture to customer trailers for a long time, and it's nice to see. Again, Cimarron with the little things and the big things, but the little things even kind of really shows their progress and willing to adapt and listen and really adhere to kind of what customers are looking for and what we're doing to a lot of customer builds especially. So nice to see them add a feature like that. So coming over here to driver's side, very similar to our passenger side. No access to our tack room obviously, but we've got our man door here. We've got a couple tie rings, same 16-inch awning light that we have over on the passenger side. Nice to separate a couple if you've got a couple that don't get along. Get a couple horses over here, do what you need to do. Don't get them all riled up before you've got a long day in the saddle or something like that. And then of course parking, so adds to that versatility of these trailers to make life a little bit easier. Run over here, tie a couple up, you've got those switches in the back for your awning lights, light things up over here just as you would over on the passenger side. And then here's our driver's side escape door we were talking about inside the trailer. Anytime we share a small space door like this, we try and do some kind of chest bar or strap across it. Very easy to pull that ball out of that socket and then drop it right back in. And like we said, if you're only running a couple and you want to just shut that cut gate and use this for a bit of storage for some totes and whatever else you're bringing along with you, nice to be able to do that, some hay, some shavings and the like. Very easy to flip these around, throw a padlock on these guys, can just pin them as well. And then Cimarron does a really nice job with the door holds as well. They do a little ball socket in these. Now, these are definitely not designed to stand up to an extreme Colorado windy day. They are designed to break. We would much rather this fixture break or some part of this break before it rips all of this out of the side of the trailer and strips all of those holes. So we'll have some customers once in a while get a little frustrated, but they've certainly encountered one of our common 40 to 50 or 60 degree wind gusts, and it's grabbed a hold of these bigger doors sometimes, especially the rear doors, and popped one of these sockets out or something like that. Very easy to replace. Give us a call, we can send you one. Cimarron does 8 years structural warranty, 3 years bumper to bumper, so they'll help us out on that too. So nice little feature on these, and again, just to clarify, they kind of are designed to break in those extreme conditions because we don't want those pulling out. So if you have any questions about this trailer, if you have any questions about anything on our lot, feel free to reach out to me. My email's down below, luke.sullivan@transwest.com. Cell phone as well. You can call or text me. If you have questions about tow vehicles, if you have questions about kind of mating it up with the right type of trailer, weights, tongue weights, feel free to text me, call me. My cell phone's 859-509-1282. If you have questions specifically about this trailer, you can reference it on our site via stock number 5N250072. Happy Monday, everybody. Enjoy your week. Hope it's a great one. También hablo español.